Okay, real quick, just wanted to make a first test review on the Anamorphic Sirui. This is a 75 1.8mm lens, and then the 24 2.8mm lens. And I bought these used on a website called Oʻahu, which I actually read a bunch of terrible reviews about, but I love it. $200, and I got myself a cinematic lens that fits on my Z6 full frame. So I went out and shot with this at the Beachcomber in town. We were just on like a little staycation. I wanted to see just kind of real close up how it would look on the balcony, and it ended up with this shot where I just kind of punch through the window and do a little bit of moving back and forth. But I wanted to do two different types of cropped and full frame because I could do the FX crop inside camera, and then that just removed all the vignetting. Because as cool as this camera is with the square lens kind of front and the squish, I don't know why, but my sensor's too fat, so I got a lot of vignetting, and I thought in my mind, what if I just crop it? Would I get more resolution out of it? So this is kind of what the footage looks like. I think the most noticeable one is the still of just the mall plaza open door kind of thing. You can really see more in the whites. So kind of on the two ends of the spectrum, like the blacks, I never really noticed too much of a difference, but the whites, you can see they kind of come out a little bit more. I did like a kind of a moving shot just to get motion. So if you're doing a bunch of that, motion anyway, it doesn't really matter. But in my mind, even though it's cropped, so I'm getting less megapixels, I'm still getting more out of my frame. So I'm going to shoot cropped on this one. When I shot with the 75, I didn't really notice as much vignetting, so I didn't do kind of a crop versus non-crop test, because I was like, yeah, I could just fix it in the edit. But I did notice that I had, and I still have a bunch of sea spray on this one, but you can see the kind of difference, like it's more dialed in, squished even compared to the 24. Like you can just see the difference of diameter, width, I guess. Like it's even more squished in that way. So my camera was able to keep up without having to be cropped on the 75. And so I did kind of this, like, I don't know, just panning around and kind of finding shots around the point. This is pretty close to where I live, so just a lot of outdoor stuff. I didn't really have like people to shoot. I didn't want to shoot the tourists. I thought that'd be weird. But overall, even despite like a little bit of color difference, I think because my camera settings, I really like both of these, and I want to go just kind of run and gun and shoot more, so I'm more comfortable with manual focus, because that's my favorite part of this. There's something really cool about not having that autofocus like flutter effect you get when it's kind of trying to find what's totally in focus, and you get that kind of slow effect, which I have no problem holding this. I know people complain about the weight. It's super heavy, it's metal, it's solid, but when I have it here I can thumb it, and I like more weight in my camera because then I have steadier hands when I'm just shooting no gimbal. So I think I prefer it over my auto lenses, and there's something really fun about a really nice wide shot, especially like I'm shooting right now on the TT Artesian 10mm. This is also a fully manual lens, and it was even cheaper. It was like $100. So now I have this one and another little small manual lens that I could practice my manual f-stop and focus on, and then when it's time to do something more professional like a wedding or a interview or like a highlight reel for, you know, the lifestyle tips and trips content stuff that I do, that I'll be more confident shooting with something like this. But overall, I just think like this is the coolest thing, being able to have an anamorphic lens available for consumers where you don't have to get that big old $3,000-$4,000 lens. So super stoked to make more content with this. Let me know what kind of tests you want to see, if any, but if you're like thinking about buying this, I totally would. It's so fun.